Alrighty, so welcome back to round 2 of the Gibraltar race here tonight. We're now getting into qualifying for the second race. We're going to see, we've got 10 minutes of qualifying now, where these drivers are able to go around the track and put down some faster lap times than hopefully the previous race. We certainly are going to not have to worry about rain now. The rain has passed and we're only looking at medium cloud, meaning that the track is going to be a little bit warmer for these races, so they may have to worry a bit more just about their tyre use and anything along the lines of that. We're looking at Loza here going around for their outlap, which unfortunately didn't do a great job in the last race, but we certainly saw Cirrus coming off the back of a win there. Great work. Definitely going to put them further up into the championships there, where we had Gunn not perform to the ability that he wanted to, but hopefully can make that up in this next race here. Highlander still in the pits, actually just coming out now, where we've got Wadey also did pretty well in the last race. Zach coming, I can't remember, second or third, my apologies, but yeah, he did quite a good job. Tokyo drifting, it seems, around the second corner. Like I said, they're going to have to adapt now to these different conditions. Not major adaptation, but it's going to have to be to the amount that just to the amount to find that extra couple of milliseconds, where thankfully they're able to put down about three full qualifying laps. At the moment we've got J King, I'm not sure, I believe this is only their outlap. Yes, yep, just their outlap. But we're going to start to see times coming into drivers now. Drivers such as Highlander, Datto Racer as well. They're going to be quite quick. They were quite quick in qualifying, and hopefully faster now that they've been in that race. Gun now we're going to be watching quite quick coming out of that last corner. Will he be able to put down a faster lap time? Unless... Yes. Oh, he only puts down a 120. It wasn't an extremely fast one. Yet again, the tyres are not heated up yet. It's still going to take a little bit of time for these tyres to get warmth in them. Slide Science, though, putting down a faster lap time, which we saw him do. He certainly lives up to the name of sliding in that last race there. Datto Racer, we're going to see him come out of that last corner. What he's going to be able to do in terms of time, we're not sure yet. We see him, not the fastest lap time, but yet again these drivers are still warming up their tyres. We're still getting into that rhythm of not having anyone else on the track now. It's interesting to see straight from race to qualifying which drivers are able to switch that mindset and turn into back into qualifying mode. You can see at the top right there we have quite a few drivers struggling to keep inside those track limits. You really can find a lot of time on that first corner there, which we'll see Gun here. We'll see the cockpit view. You'll see these drivers going as far over the left, but just cutting the corners. You can see they're just tapping once again, trying not to go over the limits there, because it is very strict if you do go over. to invalidate lap time. Detective putting down a new fastest lap time of a 16.8, which wasn't a very fast lap last qualifying. But like I said before, these drivers are still switching over that mindset to this new mindset for qualifying. See G-Dude and Captain Awesome struggling there, going a little bit wider, trying to find every single second that they can, but unfortunately invalidating their track one. Gunn putting down a 1:15.4, going straight to the top of the pack by 0.5 of a second. Really, really great lap time. His last one was a 15.2 in the last qualifying, but yes, was a super quick lap time. These drivers are only going to be able to put in 2, maximum 3 more laps before qualifying is over. So we're definitely going to see coming towards the end of qualifying which drivers can improve that lap time. We can see Gunn coming over the line now. We're about to see what he puts down. He's not able to improve on his last one. That's okay. Dado Racer now qualifying second place. Oh, Waylon now by 0.016 of a second improves on Dado Racer. Dado Racer is certainly going to try and find that 0.016 of a second, while Gunn is trying to defend from that first position. Gunn's very used to being on that front of the line there, being seen at both Bathurst and many other of our ANZCRL rounds. We're going to see both Dado and hopefully Highlander can put down a quicker lap time. He's still got his wipers on. I'm not sure what he's doing. Okay, sorry, maybe just a glitch, but that's okay. And hopefully, yeah, he's only able to put down a 1:16.1. He's going to only have he's going to be able to have this lap and possibly one more lap to be able to find, but will he be able to find a second to Gunn? I'm not sure about that one. It seems Highlander, he seems to be just an older fella that really prefers his maps that he hasn't, his tracks that he's used to. You can see down in that bottom right there, I've got the track layout. We've got Cabolta is a Brazilian track. These drivers may have never even raced here before, or only in different cars. It may be a very unfamiliar one, which I certainly know Highland has been struggling with. Gunn being able to put down a 15.073, fastest lap of this race so far. A very quick time indeed. Slide was not able to match that, and I'm not sure if they will be able to match that, being 0.1 of a second behind that. We're certainly going to see Highlander has been able to put in a quicker lap time, but not to the extent of Gunn there, which is comfortably sitting in first place. We're going to watch Dado Racer coming across the line now. He's unable to go up on his last time there, same as a lot of others already coming into the pits, as they weren't able to make it across that line. Highlander though, we're watching him Cirrus going wide, now going into the pits. That's certainly going to be a third place for him. We're now watching Highlander, seeing if he can make it into that inside on the second row there. Is certainly an advantage in this track. We see him trying to find every single seconds there. Now coming back into the pits. Oh, he mustn't have made it back in before the timer went. So we certainly see, yeah, we certainly see drivers. They've basically finished. Dado coming out wide again. He's trying to see every single second that he can get. He unfortunately was not able to. So that's going to put Gunn in first position there, front row with Slide. They're coming out of nowhere. We see our general guys that are up the front, Dado and Highland, are unable to find that extra time that Gunn was able to do. Gunn just being super quick on this track, was able to make it into first position there. It's going to be an interesting one to see Waylon as well. He's going to have a little bit of a disadvantage there with his connection, but we're certainly going to see if he's able to, from that inside line on the second row, if he's going to be able to get closer towards Sliding Gun. The start of the race is going to be where you're going to see the most overtaking happening, and certainly the most interesting part, especially having so many races on one track at the time. Okay, the cars are lining up. Everyone's getting into their position now. Gunn in the Arc Logistics car is in first place with Side on the outside. Then got Waylon on that inside line with Cirrus coming from first position in the last race. Highlander on the inside, hoping to look at to make into make up a few positions there and redeem his last race. We've got Dado as well, next to each other, like the teammates they were in Bathurst. We've then got Detective and Zaki, quite quick in the last race. Will they be able to do that same thing again? G-Dude coming out of nowhere, making it to 9th and 10th. And Clarkey in 10th. Hoping they can make it into this first corner. We've got Zach 18, Mark 860. Then we've got Jay King and Wadley behind. Timmy, that was very fast in the last race, is unable to make up that time in qualifying. Hopefully we see him come a bit quicker. And then we'll have Captain Awesome, B Kane, Loza, Jim, Woody, and the Unicorn in last position. Hoping to see Woody make up a few more positions this time, as well as a lot of the others on this track tonight. Interesting one is going to be Zaki out on that outside line. We're not sure. A lot of drivers, they're going to find it hard to make their way over to that inside area where it's going to be much faster. Okay, the lights, everyone's lining up. We're just syncing up now. The cars are along the line. We're going to watch from this first position here. Gun loading up. The lights lighting up. Green flag is out. And it's lights out and away we go. Gun 180 gets a great start from Slide there. Slide not getting the greatest start. We can't properly see from this angle, but Highland is able to make it past Highland. There was a big crash on the left-hand side of the race there. Multiple people going out. I believe that was Loza and Whaley. Highland is keeping in second position with Waylon. Highlander in third with Waylon in second. Coming out of that corner there, a lot of them are lining up now. Zaki and Captain Awesome. Zaki's unfortunately had an issue there where his car's gone a little bit slower. We're not sure what's happened there. Oh, we've got the... I don't know if that's right, but these cars are going a lot slower. I think we may have a virtual safety car out. A lot of races there. I cannot see... I'd say that would be the issue here. We do have... Yes, sorry, the safety car is coming out after that giant crash we had earlier with Loza. You can see the back of the car there had a giant impact on that wall, as well as Wadey. Not a great start to the race for them, but we've got the safety car. Everyone's going to be lining up against it. Giant start to the race there. Racers are going to be trying to keep their tyres warm on this track, which will be a little bit easier now that the rain has passed. But that Shimero safety car coming around now, drivers are going to be lining up against them, looking to see where they can make up the positions when the green flag comes out again. I'm glad that everyone's okay from that first incident, that there was no real big accident there, but we're certainly going to see a very interesting safety car start. Gunn has not had a lot of luck with safety cars recently, but that was more in the sense of strategy there. But we're certainly going to see this is not strategy at all, being the second lap of the race. We did not see any racers dive into the pits except for Loza and Wadey, obviously because of their incident, but we're now waiting for that safety car. We're just waiting for that safety car to come in, which I believe will only be a one-lap safety car, but just waiting it now. You can see cars are wobbling side to side to get those tyre temps up, as it certainly cools down quite quickly when you're only going that 60 or 70 kilometers an hour behind that safety car, driven by the Chevrolet. Okay, that safety car is coming in now, so it's all up to Gunn. Gunn now controls this race. Waylon behind with Highlander in third position. Gunn foot flat to the floor out of the last corner, going down that main straight. It's a great run on Waylon. Waylon not far behind though, with a slide right on the back of Highlander. Highlander going to have to defend coming into this first corner with Cirrus all close together. Great braking from Highlander. He is able to keep this position together. Waylon not too far behind Gunn. Gunn able to make up the time though, coming out of that first corner. Now stretching his legs with a 0.7 in front. Highlander only 0.6 behind though. It's a very close packed race. We've got Dado and Detective also very close. We've got Detective right on the back of Dado there. About to see them coming into the fifth corner. Sector 3 doesn't seem too tricky for these drivers, but it certainly is a position that where you need to get a great run out of this corner here, which we see Slide going on the inside, pushing Highlander a little bit wider, going side by side, going into that main straight. Highlander's going to be able to, he's going to slip back into fourth position there, where Slide is now, what's happened here? Okay, Gun's still out in front. Waylon trying to make it to that inside there. Waylon just still on that 0.7 seconds behind. Gun isn't able to make it too far behind. Highlander going side by Slide. Slide is trying to defend against Highlander, but Highlander's going to have to be careful because Cirrus is right there on the back of him, as well as Dado right there as well. As G-Dude. We're going to watch Highlander now trying to make up that time back to slide that inside locking, which a little bit of contact by Cirrus. Cirrus goes out, gets spun around, now has to wait for the rest of the drivers to come around that corner. He ends up returning to pits, so he's not happy with that one at all, and I would not be if I was him also. Highlander not able to make the time back up to Detective yet. Only 4 laps into this race and it's already a crazy outcome. Okay, Detective now all over the back of Dado there. Dado is trying his best to defend. It's only a couple laps into the race, so he's not having to worry too much. He's just trying to make it up towards that front pack there. They're starting to stretch out the cars between a little bit, but Detective's trying to find that time between them. There is this mid-pack here, 10th place, very close together. You can see Captain trying to make his way and stay there. You can see others such as Timmy, C-Jim, that the Unicorn is really close with C-Jim. C-Jim's trying to find that time. There's not a lot of ground aerodynamic advantage, but C-Jim braking so much later than Unicorn is able to make up that corner, which is able to make him that position into 15th. He's super happy about that one. You can see Woody as well had a great start. He's now up into 17th place after that safety car. We can have a look back towards Detective and Dado, which are still quite close together comparatively to other races such as Highlander and Slide. Slide has been able to get a good lead, about a 1.5 second lead on Highlander, which he will have to try and keep for the rest of this race. Yes. Dado's been able to pull away from Detective there. Now Detective's having to worry about Zach right on the back of him there. Zach getting on that power quite early, almost sliding out there. Detective was able to make a little bit of time there, but Zach's certainly trying to find every single second he can there by using all of the track. Now going into the final corner. Sixth corner, sorry. No, 6th, 7th. I want to say 7th or 8th is that last one. I really should have looked at that one beforehand, but that's okay. We're watching Zach now still trying to make that time up to Detective, but Detective is now making that little bit of time. He's 0.7 in front. Zach was falling away a little bit. It's crazy just how small of a mistake can change your entire tyre race. A close battle here for 8th position. Zach is right on the back of King, where Charlie and Captain are all here in this pack together. Zachy filling the mirrors of King there, but Zachy's going to have to be careful because Clark's right on the tail there. Captain Awesome also pressuring Clark. You can see the different lines that they're taking to try and make King is going side by side to Zachy. King is holding on, gets pushed off a little bit by Zachy there. Zachy's able to make the position into 8th, where King is now fallen back to 9th and has to worry about Clarky there now, as well as Captain getting a great run out of corner 7 there, but not able to make the move. But Clarky certainly going a little bit wide. Captain Awesome had to slow down a little bit for him. King now on the main straight there. King getting a little bit better run, but unless he breaks up a lot later, he's not going to be able to make that move done. Captain also in this pack as well. Not finding the best line through that chicane there. You can see just how tricky it can be when there are other people there as well. You've got Zachy out in front now of this pack leading, but there is going to be a lot of separation. Zachy breaking a little bit late there, going quite wide, allowing King to just look on that the inside line. King also breaking and going quite late as well. That corner being quite a tricky one, as we have seen. Getting to the point now where you may see drivers start coming into the pits as well. We're certainly going to see Gunn and Waylon out for a little bit longer. Gunn's strategy did work pretty okay, but he did have a bit of an incident. You will probably see the strategy change quite a bit from the previous race, just because they have a lot more knowledge about what these cars can do. Highlander going a little bit wide there, but still finding it quite tricky, even from these last race as well, to these corners. Let's have a look here. We've got Slide chasing on Waylon in front. This front pack has stayed pretty close together. They're all very, very confident and well respected drivers. These guys are all, like we saw in qualifying, only sub-seconds difference between each other, where we saw Gunn always putting in quite a quick lap time, doing the fastest of the that we have seen of a 1:15.1. We're gonna see now. We're going to see Datto right on the back of Highlander there. Highlander's quite confident in these scenarios, but sometimes even just his normal driving can sometimes which detective takes a peek inside down the side of Datto there. Datto has to be careful because he's in this position where he's trying to make that move in front, but can't do it without compromising a bit of time, and do it without compromising even possibly a position. So they have to be very careful. But it seems Dado is very, very confident coming into this fourth corner here, trying to do a switchback where you can see he is right on the back. Highlander must be trying to make that corner, trying to defend as much as possible. He may even look at coming into the pits now, but a great defense from Highlander, having to make Dado back off a little bit. Otherwise, he may have actually got that corner. We'll see here. Highlander's able to get a great run on this main straight. You can see some of these back markers are coming out of the pits now. They have to be careful not to come in contact with any other car. Gunn got a great stretch at the moment. He's looking quite confident at the moment. Coming back towards the back, further back in the pack now, we've got Captain Awesome right on the back of JWM Clarkey here. This pack has been fighting ever since lap 5 here. Now, each of them are just trying to make that move and then stretch on further up towards that 7th position where we see Dado and others. Highlander going into the pit right behind Dado there. He's not wanting to worry about being undercut, so Highlander going in first there, and then Dado right behind. For some reason, these cars, that could have been an issue if their pit lines were flipped around. So whoever can get a faster pit off, it seems a quick pit. There may be a little bit of contact there from the cars as well. It may have been an unsafe pit release as well. Thankfully, they don't have to worry about this in this game. But we're certainly going to see them coming out now of the pits where Highlander is in front and stays in front, but he's certainly going to have to worry about Dado straight behind him. This pack here still so close together. We haven't seen many overtakes quite yet. Having a look here on the roof, Captain's coming into the pits. He doesn't want to try and keep up with this front pack. He's going to see if he can get on the new tyres early and then hopefully make his time back up after that. We've got J King now coming up towards the front of the pack here. These drivers have not pitted yet, so they're gonna have to try and find a point where they have to pit. It's great just to listen to the sound of these big V8s going around this track. It's nothing like anything else. You've got your 4-cylinder Formula 1s, you've got your GT3s, but just how rough. I don't think there's any words to describe it. detective has a giant incident. He got some power way too fast on the first corner. For some reason, he's certainly going to have to pit after that right on the back of him now. Slide has gone to the... Waylon has gone to the inside to get to that defensive line. Now opening back up so they can get the quickest into that corner. We can see from this cockpit view just how close. Going side by side. Waylon, they make contact. Waylon now gets through with Slide getting pushed out. Waylon now makes it into fourth position there. With Slide now going to have to see if he can make that time back. We're now going to see Waylon's defensive work come into play here with only 4 laps remaining. He's going to have to try and defend from Slide for the rest of this. You know that you can see here the different lines they're going to be taking. Not only because they're defending, but they're just not so certain anymore. As he was attacking for that long period of time, he may slip back into needing to do that again. By staying on these two now, my voice is starting to die, so I'll be talking a little bit less now, but it's certainly quite a close race. Slide trying to make it back to that inside there. Waylon going to the outside to hopefully defend, but Slide is able to slip through and makes it back into fourth position where he was previously. Waylon now needing to find that time where he can make the position back. He's just on that inside there. Slide's gonna give him the room, but Waylon backs out of it, doesn't want to go too deep. Waylon's already had a little bit of a touching before with Slide, so he's gonna need to make sure that that doesn't end the race for them being so close towards the finish. Zach now pushing up to the back of Datto Racer here in Highlander for the sixth position, getting closer towards the end of the race. Zach's going to need to see if he can make it past Datto and Highlander, both all packed together. He gets a bit too much of the curve and that right inside loses traction, but still able to make it. He does go a wider line in this fourth, which you see people do when they try and make that overtake, but gets on the power a little bit early. Datto now all over the back of Highlander. Highlander's now having to defend against two different people coming towards the end of this race. Datto is touching bumpers with Highlander. Highlander's he's gone quite slow around that last corner. He's now going to the inside to see to defend. He's swerving all over the place with Zach just behind. You can see these guys just how close and bunched up they are. Highlander going a little bit wide. He's just cutting it now. I'm not sure what's happening there, but he's certainly using everything that he can to his advantage, to say the least. We'll certainly be having some words with him after the race just about that one as well. But no, then we've got Datto behind and and then Zach just behind here. You can see these guys just tapping the back of Highlander almost. These guys are just have raced that much together that they know what they're going to be doing. They know what each of the other drivers are thinking, so they can be really close together in circumstances like these. Zach taking a peek down the inside of Dado. He's just looking. Oh, no, he's not able to make that move work for him, where Dado is still all over the back of Highlander. Highlander ducking and weaving all over the main straight, trying to get that main straight. Dado tries to brake a little bit later, but Highlander is now really just becoming a lawnmower. He is in the black and green Max vehicle, really resembling a John Deere there now, where we've got Dado just behind with Zach, very, very close, only 0.3 of a second behind these races here. Okay, so Gunn goes across the finish line. He comes first place. Sorry, I've been too caught up. Jay King now coming across the line, second place. But we're going to see JW and Clarkian slide coming across. But we're still watching this battle for 5th place here. Highlander looks like he is able to keep this position. JDM Clarkie coming across the line with Slide not far behind him. Highlander now have 2 all over the back of him. They're trying to, but they're not able to make the position done. Highlander makes it in the 5th place. Dado goes 6th, and 7th goes Zach. We've then got behind 8th from Captain Awesome. Zachy coming across the line in 9th position. An amazing race from these guys, an amazing battle from Highlander, Dado and Zach. They really, really tried to keep that race together. We've got Kane coming across the line next with Timmy, Captain Awesome, and then we've got Cirrus coming across the line as well, in 12th place. Mark in 13th. Woody done an amazing job this race, coming back from racing. He's done an amazing job here. Jim in the barrier after the celebration. Unicorn 16th, Detective 17th. Waylon, unfortunately, after a large hit in 18th. There, such an amazing race from these races. We'll jump into will we jump into the race lobby now? We'll let the racers, they'll have their chat, they'll talk amongst them, but it's been an amazing night from these guys. I believe that means Gunn is still going to be on top of the championship here, where we're going to have Highlander drop back a few points. I'm not sure if he's going to drop back into 3rd. Dado there is going to be right next to Highlander on that leaderboard, where we've got John, Clarkie and Slide going to get some massive points from these races. An amazing race tonight, an amazing drive from all races tonight. Just want to thank the ANZCRL team for putting together, and especially Woody as well, for the amount of time that he puts into this. And I look forward to seeing you guys next Sunday, where we can race. I'm not even sure where our next race is. Let me just quickly pull that one up. Yeah, so after Cabolta, we've got, we're actually going to have a little bit of a break, and then as we have the Bathurst 6 hour from the ATR team, ATR 1000 team, and then we're going to get into round 6 of the Salvador Street Circuit. Now that will be an interesting race, but we certainly look forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you very much, and have a great night.